Hello, my friends. Mr. Mike here, and today we're going to cover Walt Disney's Once Upon a Wintertime, and it's a classic. So let's begin. It was once upon a wintertime, a long time ago. Sleigh bells were tinkling and runners were twinkling over the sparkling snow. It seemed a perfect day to take a ride in the sleigh, so Joe put a fur robe in the cutter and he hitched up to its spanking bays. And Jenny put on her warm little jacket and her mittens, each one with a flower upon it, and a scarf for her chin, and a bonnet, and all, and her stout little boots. Then away they sped down the country roads between towering banks of snow. And there's Jenny getting ready. And I guess bays are horses. That's definitely a winter wonderland, isn't it? What a fine, crisp, sparkling day it was. On the boughs upon them the snowbirds sang. The cutter's sleigh bells gaily rang, and the sound of them brought the bunnies to the doorway of their oak tree home. Get some bluebirds of happiness, I guess. What fun, thought the bunnies. Let's go for a sleigh ride, too. So out they jumped and they rode away, seated upon the runners of the speeding sleigh. Soon the road curved down beside the pond. Yeah, there's the rabbits hitching a ride. Stretching smooth as the glass to the woods beyond, Joe drove up with the horses, so smart and nice, and they sat and looked at the sparkling ice. Jenny and Joe agreed it was just the sort of ice that was perfect for skating on, so out they hopped. Oh, yeah, Jenny and Joe look like they're having a good time, don't they? They're even bundled up nice and warm. And in a trice, their skates were fastened. They were on the ice. Joe was a star, and he loved to show Jenny the way that real skaters go, swooping. Huh. Figure skating on ice. I'm not much of a figure skater. I'm sure it's fun, though. And sliding and gracefully gliding over the ice on his swift twinkling skates did he find figure eights or nines or valentines. Wow, that's pretty cool. There he is making a circle. Looks more like a 7 to me. I guess that's supposed to be the heart. Jenny clapped her hands at the wonderful show, but oh, whoa, down she goes. Now Joe could not help it. He wanted to smile, and it started with a chuckle after a while. Yeah, laughing at Jenny's probably not going to be a good idea, Joe. That made Jenny furious. She got to her feet, and her face was as red as a freshly scrubbed beet. By the way, for those who don't know, beets are a dark red vegetable. She spun on her heel, and she skated ahead so fast that she never saw a sign that said, "Danger, thin ice." Yeah, it's the worst part about getting mad. You don't pay much attention when you get mad. Crunch, crack went the ice, and before Joe's eyes broke into pieces, and Jenny's cries came back to him on the wintry air. Joe couldn't reach Jenny, standing there, because her ice chunk was... Uh-oh. Looks like she's about to float away, doesn't it? Floating down, faster and faster, toward the town. And there were falls, and the river ahead, steep, rocky rapids. The birds and the bunnies were all worried, too. They fluttered and chattered and wondered what to do. The horses stood ready to help. Oh, man, even the rabbits are scared, aren't they? Here's the horses. If they could, and now Joe had a plan that really was good. He jumped to the sleigh, and his whistle, the team raced off toward the snowdrifts. Behind them, Joe made a loop in his reins. Like a cowboy's ropes at the rodeo, he coiled the lasso, he let it fly. Just as it left his hand, oh my! Uh-oh. Wonder what happened there. Guess we'll find on the next page, won't we? Head over heels. Over toes went Joe, plunkety thwump, in a bank of snow, and the rope missed Jenny. Now what could he do? Joe couldn't help her. He was through, and he could dig himself out. But the birds came swooping down through the air and picked up the rope, and lying there. All right. Oh boy, yeah, Jenny's going over the side, isn't she? While the bunny's tide went into Joe, who was still heels in the bank of snow, the birds flew to Jenny on the ice. The rope dropped around her neat and nice. Then horses and bunnies and snowbirds all pulled Jenny back away from the falls, up the stream, and onto the pond, smooth as glass. They were stretched away to the woods beyond. Oh, well, the birds and Joe saved Jenny. Back came Jenny, and there was Joe, and they never knew what happened in the ice and back under the tree. The birds and the bunnies never told. The horses just stamped their feet in the cold and rang all the bells and shook the sleigh as they wanted to be on their way. Well, I'm glad they helped. I like that, bunny. So on hopped Jenny, and after her Joe, and off they rode to the town below. The snowbirds sang, sweetly the horses neighed, and the bunnies hopped aboard again, for they were not afraid. And away they went across the frosted snow, once upon a winter time, long, long ago. Well, I hope Joe learned how to make fun of Jenny for falling on the snow or the ice. And next we're going to cover Walt Disney's Three Little Pigs. So I can't wait to do that one. Gotta say, it was quite the lesson to learn here, wasn't it? What was your favorite part of the book? Let's see what else we have left to do in this one. We have The Three Little Pigs, a story called Lady. Oh, Mary Poppins. That'll be fun, won't it? Yeah, The Grasshopper and the Ants. That's one of my personal favorite stories. Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. Yeah, we're all familiar with that one. Johnny Appleseed, The Tortoise and the Hare. That's a good story, isn't it? The Mad Hatter's Tea Party. That's probably going to be an Alice in Wonderland, don't you think? Scamp. I don't know what Scamp's about. We'll find out together. Pinocchio. We all know Pinocchio. Dumbo of the Circus. 101 Dalmatians. Boot Beetle's Adventure. I've never heard of that one. The Old Mill. Never heard of that one either. And Peter Pan. I'm pretty sure we all know who Peter Pan is. And it's one of the stories out of my Walt Disney's classic storybook. Hope you liked. Please like, subscribe, and check out my other Walt Disney classics. Have a great day, and bye-bye.